Hi everyone, and welcome to this special behind-the-scenes tour of Dave's Brickhouse Central. In the past, people indicated an interest in seeing a room tour, and I've been wanting to do that for quite a while now. In fact, I started notes for this video over 2 years ago. But being a one-man shop made it challenging to get the video at the quality level I wanted. There have been some recent developments, though, that solved this issue. More on that in a bit. I'm also going to do a bit of a deeper dive into how I store and organize my Lego parts. I did a video about this in the past, but I've refined my methods over the past few years, and especially the last few months, so I figured a new video was in order. I'm currently in the room where I shoot my videos, but in a slightly different location. That's because I'm going to start the tour with my primary parts storage. In the past, I've used Acromills drawers. While I'm still using those for some things, over the past few months I've been in the process of migrating to Ikea Alex drawers. This happened after I saw a video from Tiago Catarino. I put a link for that video in the description, where he talked about how he used these. It really appealed to me, but I had a tough time finding good things to use for compartments inside of each drawer. Tiago's in Portugal, I believe, and what he used I couldn't find here in the US. Then I stumbled across someone who had designed some custom 3D printed organizers specifically for these drawers. 3D printing is another hobby of mine, and this discovery got me really excited. I printed and used a few of them, but there were things I wanted to change. Then I was talking with a mechanical engineer friend of mine, who's also my 3D printing expert, and she said, "Dave, why don't you just design your own?" So that's what I did. I dived into Fusion 360, and after several iterations, I came up with something that I really like. One thing I did was to add scoops to the side of each compartment. This really helps for things like 2x2 tiles, which can get stuck when you get near the bottom of a compartment that doesn't have scoops. I also added parameters to the design so that I can easily change dimension and number of compartments to best suit various types of parts. The Alex drawers are great for a number of reasons, including how many parts you can see when you open just one drawer, and the fact that they're easily accessible from my build area. I don't even need to get up from my chair. So let's take a closer look at these Ikea drawers. There's 6 of them in per cabinet, and they're not terribly expensive. I don't remember how much they were, but they're not bad. So let's take a look at what's in here. This one is all plates. Now, in these drawers, I'm trying to make them as much as possible where each drawer has the same kind of parts in it, if I have enough to warrant that. So this is all plates. It's 1x1, 1x1 round, 1x2, 1x3, 2x2, 2x2 corner, 2x2 round, and 2x3. You'll notice a couple of things here. I have these organized in a certain order, so color-wise, so like black, white, light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, and I kind of keep that going throughout here, same here, and even in some of the other bins that you'll see later. And that helps me to quickly find a part that I'm looking for. Another thing I wanted to mention is that these Alex drawers don't come all the way out. This is as far as they go. But I dealt with that by doing this. If I take this out, you'll see that the rear bin goes all the way back in. And so that's great because it makes maximum use of the space in the Alex drawers. It's not really a problem either because you'll see that this particular bin is all 2x2 corner plates. And that's generally what I do. I generally put all the same parts. I put all the same kind of parts in one bin. So even when this is here in the front, I can still see just on the front part here what these are and just pull that out, pull the rear bin out, and I'm good. So if we go to the other side, we have more plates. I'm still in the process of printing. I have a lot more bins I need to print, so some of these drawers aren't full yet, like this one. This one has 1x4, 1x6, and 1x8 plates in it. Now moving down to the next row, we have tiles. A lot of tiles. I'm fortunate to have a lot of tiles. And again, 1x1, 1x1 quarter round, 1x2, 1x3, 2x2, 2x2 triangular, 2x2 macaroni, and 2x2 corner tiles. And then, wait, there's more. We're not done yet. There's more tiles over here. This one has, again, it's mostly empty actually on this side, but 2x3, 2x4, and 1x1 round. And the 1x1 round probably will go elsewhere, but again, I'm in the process of getting this all set up and printing more bins. The next row is bricks. And again, this just has a few bricks in it right now, but 1x1 bricks, 1x1 round bricks, and some snot bricks. I'm going to add a lot more snot bricks later on. And one of the benefits here, let me go back up to the plate drawer for a second. In an upcoming mystery build that you'll see a video on before too long, I was building a rock wall using plate layers. So a lot of parts. And it was really nice to be able to take this whole bin out and just grab bins for whatever sizes and colors I needed and bring them to my build area and have them readily available. Now I can do that. I could do that with the Acro Mills drawers, but those were only at most 4 parts in a bin. And this is more like 8, 10, or even 12. So I like that. That was helpful. Anyway, oh, and then back over here, more, this is miscellaneous. This will be more bricks eventually probably, but this is where it started getting miscellaneous because I'm still printing bins. So there's some cheese slopes in here, some jumpers, some grill pieces and stuff like that. So just random things. I mentioned earlier that something changed that made this video possible. That change is that I'm shooting the handheld parts using an iPhone 15 Pro. My main camera is pretty big and bulky, which makes one-handed shooting less than ideal. The quality of the video coming out of the iPhone 15 Pro is quite impressive, and even better, you can attach an SSD to the USB-C port and record video directly to that, which is important because at this quality level, the files are just over 2 gigabytes per minute. The phone can shoot video using the same high-quality compression algorithm as my main camera, so it looks great, and it's easy to edit in Davinci Resolve, which is my editing software. Go back here, the last thing you'll see is this is just miscellaneous stuff. Having all these plant pieces is great because, again, I can pull them all out when I need to do a plant build, a foliage build, and they're all there. But again, these are randomly organized, and as I get more bins printed, they'll change. And then I think that's about it. The rest of them are empty, so I still have 5 or 6 drawers that I can expand into. So that covers the Alex drawers. Now let's move on to the Sterilite drawers. Wherever possible, I organize these parts using the same color scheme I showed for the Alex drawers. These are where I store bigger parts that don't easily fit in the Alex drawers. Things like larger bricks and plates, or parts I have large quantities of, but not enough to justify sorting by part and color. We'll start with the bottom section. So in this first section, we have 1x4 bricks. Now I have a lot of 1x4 bricks in various different colors, as you can see. And again, they're sorted by the same color scheme that I used in the Alex drawers, black, white, light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, etc. So this whole first column, almost, except for the bottom drawer, is 1x4 bricks. Down here we have some 1x10, 1x12, 1x16 larger bricks. Moving along, we have more bricks here. Oh, I should mention also, I'm using these Brick Architect labels. I used those before, but I only put them on when I'm changing to a new size. So for example, these are 2x2 bricks. Move down, by the way, these I don't have enough of to warrant sorting into various colors. Well, I sort of do, you'll find out more later, but these are random ones. And then as I go down, there's another label for 2x3s. And then down here, we have 2x8s and 2x10s. I do have some 2x4s, I missed those. Moving to the next column, we have a random drawer with a bunch of lighting pieces in it, mostly brick loot stuff at the moment. 2x2 and 2x3 plates. These are in colors that I don't normally use, like primary colors and such, so I'm not sorting them individually for the most part. Printed tiles. I did a separate drawer just for printed tiles, just to make it easier to find. I used to have to rummage through my stuff to find them, and this made it easier. And then we get to some cooler parts, these 1x6x5 corrugated panels. I really wish that Lego still made these in dark bluish gray, because I was using them for Jurassic Park things and other industrial type buildings, but unfortunately they don't make them that color anymore, at least with the corrugated ones. For the regular ones, on the other hand, they do, and I have a lot of them. I have too many almost to fit in this drawer anyway. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to close. And then more of those 1x6x5 in various trans colors. And now we kind of get to the mother lode here. I have a lot of these 1x6x5 trans clear panels because they were on the pick-a-brick wall several times over the last few years. And I use a lot of them. In one particular build, I think I used over 100 of them. So these again, 1x2x5 trans clear bricks, those were also on the wall. 1x2x2 trans clear and other trans colors panels, those are also on the wall. And 1x2 bricks with no support in the center in trans, those were also on the wall. And then some random pieces of various types. I thought at some point I want to do something with these. I don't know, make some kind of a habitat, I don't know, a space station where you can get between the sections with these or something, I don't know. But I bought a few of those. And then this is my greebling drawer. This is for stuff that I use for greebling that I don't have enough of to warrant putting them in separate drawers, so I just kind of throw them all in here. They're bagged wherever possible, but not always. Moving on to the next column, we have 1x1x5 bricks. And this is a good time to mention that in this particular case, I do have enough to warrant sorting them, but I didn't want to put them in individual drawers because they're bigger pieces. So I put them in bags and then put the bags inside the drawer. So you can see I have light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, black, reddish brown, etc. Same thing here. This is 1x2x5 bricks. And round bricks, mostly the regular round ones, but there's also some of these with the lines on the side, whatever you want to call those. And then we get into plates, lots of plates. We have 1x10 plates, 2x10, 2x12, 2x14, and 2x16. Then we get into the 4x plates, 4x6, 4x8, 4x10, 4x12, and then we get down into the 6x plates, 6x6. Back to the next column, 6x8, 6x10, 6x12, 6x14, you get the idea, 6x16, 8x8. These I have a bunch of, I think I'm using a bunch of them right now, but they were on the pick-a-brick wall a number of times, so I bought a bunch of those. And then I sorted these 8x8 random types of plates into a different drawer. Some 8x16s, those are really good for the top of Mills plates like I showed in my Mills video, and because it doesn't matter what color if you're going to tile them. Some 16x16 and some more 8x16s. I have a lot more 16x16s elsewhere that you'll see later. This is kind of cool. These are 8x8 base plates, or 16x16. I have no idea. I think this was just in a bulk buy that I bought from someplace, but it's a trans clear base plate, which is pretty cool. I have a couple of those. This is, some of these trees I do take a long time to build. And at one point I said I was going to take them apart. It's like, no, I should leave them together because then I can just use them again. So that's what these are. And they're in a drawer that's marked Built Trees and Plants, below which there's another drawer that says Built Furniture. Now in the case of the furniture, sometimes I reuse it, sometimes I don't. But if I want to reuse it, it's great. And if not, it's good inspiration for what do I want to do for the next build. Moving along, now we have slopes. These I don't have enough of. I don't use them very often, and I don't have enough to warrant sorting them by color and by part. So they're just a mishmash. Of course, if I got them from the pick-a-brick wall or a bulk buy or some other place where they were already sorted, then I'll bag them. But otherwise, they're just wide open. So 2x1, 2x1 inverted, 2x2, 2x2 inverted, 2x3, 2x4, various other sizes. Then we get down to these cylinder pieces. These are kind of cool. The white ones I think came from the Saturn V rocket set. I bought one of those when it was being closed out the first time for like $90 or something, and there was a bunch of those in there. Some random arches. I should mention that these aren't always in the most logical order, but I know where they are. You get used to them after a while. And if you don't have enough of them to warrant putting them together, I just kind of throw them in here, but I know where they are, and the labels help. So 4x4 corner tile plates, a whole bunch of girder pieces. I like the look of the girder pieces. Again, especially I like for the Jurassic Park builds and stuff like that, they work really well. Bunch of 1x4x3 windows and some random plates. Now we get to these smaller bins, which are, this whole main column here is mostly wedge pieces or end corner plates. So 3x3 corner, 3x2 wedge pieces in left and right, going on down, a bunch of other corner and wedge pieces in various sizes. The next column has a few more wedge plates, and everything else in that column is masonry bricks. I have some of those in almost every available color that LEGO makes. I think the only colors I don't have are dark green and reddish brown, but I plan to get some of those as well at some point. But I have a lot of those in various different colors, including dark red, which was on the wall, dark orange, which is a nice color that works out really well. And then down at the bottom, I have some random ball and socket type pieces. I'm trying to get better at using those, so I bought a bunch of those to play with. And then this last column is mostly 1x2 bricks, because those I do have a fair amount of in each color. So I have them sorted again following my normal color scheme. All the way down to here, at which point somewhere in here, yeah, I get into these grill bricks. I haven't yet figured out a good place to use these, but I thought they looked useful. They're like 2/3 high grill bricks. And then more grill bricks. And then we have the log bricks, the palisade bricks, whatever you want to call them, in 1x2 and 1x4. And that's it for the bottom of the Sterilite dress. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention actually before we're done. I also store base plates on the top of here. So I have a bunch of base plates in various different colors available here to just easily grab whenever I want to do something. So now we'll move on to the top section. So starting here on the left-hand side, we have tiles. These are my larger tiles that I have enough of that I didn't want to put them in the Ikea Alex drawers. So I put them here. So we have a whole column of 1x4, well, most of the whole column of 1x4 tiles, again, following my standard color scheme. Moving along down, then we get to 1x6, again, following the same color scheme. Moving along, and then we have 1x8. And you know, these are just drawers of lots of tiles. For the ones I don't have very many of, or the primary colors, I just kind of throw them into a mishmash drawer here at the bottom. These are 3D printed dividers that I was using in the Acro Mills drawers before I started migrating to the Alex drawers. So I have a bunch of those in various sizes and colors. This is a variety of these, what do you call them? I don't know what they call them, the lip pieces, curved in pieces, whatever. They're just random useful for things. This particular column is also slopes, but they're slopes in different sizes like 2x1x2, 2x1x3, 2x2x2, etc. And I don't have very many of those, and so I put them in the smaller drawers because I was running out of the larger drawers. Down here we have some of these pieces that can be useful for rooftop things on occasion. And I have too many of them, as you can see. Next column, we have these curved pieces. I use some of these in the Jurassic Park geothermal plant, stacking the 1x3x2 on top of the 1x2x1, which kind of was a cool effect. Then we have regular 2x1 curves, 2x3 curves, 3x1, 4x1, just lots of curves. Some of these double pieces, or excuse me, some of these double pieces. I really like these rounded corner brick parts. They work fairly well in the types of modern buildings I like to do. And it's good to have them in a couple of different sizes. I actually use them in one size in my Bugs Bunny bunker, but I want to try more of that. Then we have a lot of arches in this particular column, various different sizes. Then we get down to these corner bricks. These are useful for a lot of different things. The 2x2 corner bricks, the 4x4 corner bricks, and then the 2x2 faceted corner bricks. Same thing with the 4x4s. Then we have a random place where I have some snot bricks, 1x2 and 1x4. And again, I don't have very many of those in each color, so I just threw them in. And then a random selection of wedge bricks. Now we get back into more of the one column per item again, for the most part. This is 1x6 bricks, again, following the standard color scheme. When we get down to like these, I don't have as many in each color. These were kind of cool. These were, I don't know what this color is called, but it's very bright, and they were on the Pick-a-Brick wall sometime last year or this year, so I bought a few of those just because. And these were in a set. I'm not a Minecraft guy, but I got a Minecraft set when it was going to be discontinued, and it had a ton of these 1x6 sand green bricks in it, so that was a good find. This is a drawer with some stickers, just like with the printed tiles. I had a tough time finding these sometimes, so I threw them in a separate drawer. These are going to go in the Alex drawers. They're just sitting here for now until I get more bins printed. These are cheese graters and 1x2 cheese slopes. These are some of these pieces. I think these are older. I don't know if they make them anymore. I've only been doing Lego for 5 years now, for people who don't know. And I don't really know what to use those for, but I have them. And then some, what are these? 1x4x3 bricks, I think. These were also on the wall, oddly enough. I guess they had a bunch of stuff in that different colors. I think they had 1x10 tiles in that color too. This particular column is mostly 2x4 tiles, again, sorted by my normal color scheme, all the way down. I think it's all 2x4 tiles except for the very bottom, which is some of these tiles with holes in the top of them, or in this, in the center. Next column, 2x6 tiles. I've been saying tiles, plates, you know what I mean. Plates following the same color scheme again until we get down to here. And then we have some 3x3 plates. Some of these tiles with studs on the side, whatever you want to call Just a variety and mishmash of those. 2x8 plates in this column, about halfway through, and then we get down into the 4x4 plates, which I have a decent amount of, not necessarily a lot. So there's, like, these were on the pick-a-brick wall, so I have a ton of them in that color. But sometimes, often these will just be a variety of colors just thrown into a drawer. Next column, we have some of my smaller windows, 1x2x2. I have some of these old curved top and airplane and stuff type windows that I don't know where they came from. I think I got them from a bulk. Glass for those windows, 1x4x6 glass, some shutter pieces and other things like that, some windscreens, some 1x6x5 girders. These are also kind of cool. I like the look of these, so I use those on occasion. And then a bunch of different types of ladders and railing pieces, things like that. These are, I think, train cars typically. Have a bunch of these door rail pieces in 1x2, 1x8, and 2x8. This column is round plates, 4x4 round, 6x6 round. There's also some 4x4 round bricks in here. Then we move into a bunch of panel pieces, 1x1, 1x2, 1x4, 1x2x2, 1x2x3. I think I have a bunch of some of those in trans clear. Yeah, 1x4x3. I have some of those in trans clear as well. And then we get into fence pieces, 1x4x2. These quarter rounds, I think these were part of a goodie bag at Bricks Cascade one year, I think. And then 1x4x1, 1x4x2, some of these ornamented fence pieces. I don't use those very often. Same with these. And then these are pretty cool, the ladders. I have a bunch of those in yellow that I got from a friend. And then these were on the pick-a-brick wall just a few weeks ago, so I picked up some of those. And then the last column is 1x3 bricks, again, mostly following the color scheme. Mostly 1x3 bricks until you get down to here, and then we have some 1x1x3 and 1x1x6 round, 1x2x2, 1x2x3, and oh, this is cool. These are some pieces that I picked up at Brick World Chicago from Citizen Brick. Somebody else in the Jurassic Park collab was using these, and I thought they were pretty cool. They're like fence pieces and the things that join them together. I'm going to add something to my Ranger station, I think, using these, like a gated section, fenced section in the back of it to hold stuff you're not supposed to get to. I don't know. We'll see. And that covers the top section of the Sterilite drawers. All right, we'll continue with another section here in a minute, but first I wanted to show you all kind of where you are in the room to get you oriented. So there's obviously the Sterilite wall that I was just showing. If we turn around over here a little bit, there's the Ikea drawers, the Alex drawers that I showed. And if we turn a little bit farther, this is the work surface I use when I'm building sets and mocks, and it's also where I sit when I'm doing my videos. So the Sterilite drawers are behind me right now, and there's some of the video gear. And of course, here's a collection of the parts that sadly lots of us have, broken reddish brown parts. But anyway, that gives you kind of a bit of an orientation of what's where in the room. So now we'll dive a little bit further into this. I have a bookcase over here, which is mostly proof of concept builds, little things I did that I don't want to forget how I did them, and I didn't have them in Bricklink Studio, so I have them in here for now. And at some point I'll take them apart or document them or use them, and then I'll be good. A few more sets, a big collection of brick separators like everybody has. And then if we go over here, again, a few sets, more little proof of concept things, some drawers with bags in them, lots of bags. Oh, and then there's more sets at the top. One other thing I should cover is these bowls. You see these bowls a lot in my video. I have a lot of these bowls, and I use them for all kinds of stuff. When I'm building sets, I'll take the numbered bags and put each, like if there's multiple number 5 bags, I'll take each number 5 bag and put it into its own bowl. And then if there's bags inside one of those number 5 bags, I take that and put it into a further separate bowl. So that's worked out really well for me. I also use it when I'm counting parts and just doing general sorting. And I bought, I don't know, several hundred of those a number of years ago at Costco, and I've used them for tons of stuff. Continue over here. This is my desktop PC where I do all my day-to-day work. I do video editing here, CAD work, Bricklink Studio, all that kind of stuff. So I have a Stream Deck XL, which I have right now configured with buttons that I created to use in Davinci Resolve. Along also for Davinci Resolve, I have this speed editor, which is easy, makes it easy to move around in the clips. And then I have this mini panel, which is really nice, that has a bunch of physical controls to let me do things on the color page. It just makes it a lot easier that way. I have three 32-inch LG monitors, which is really, really nice. It's the best setup I've ever had in that respect. And then I have a couple of Emotiva powered speakers that I got a number of years ago. They don't make these anymore, but they sound really, really good. And so they're great for listening to music as well as just doing audio work when I'm editing in Premiere. There's one other part of this room I want to show you before we move to another part of the house. And that's these shelves here. These are just overflow parts that won't fit in the Sterilite bins or the Ikea drawers. And so they're not particularly organized in any particular manner, but, and I have some lovely labels here. Unsorted Technic and unsorted Useful. That's always cool. 6x6 tiles, 2x6 tiles. Oh, and there's the 16x16 plates I was telling you about. Food parts, foliage, stuff that I was working on for Mills plates, including the plates themselves and some of the parts for them. Some more foliage down here. And then over here we have a couple of sets, but mainly the only other thing over here is just my minifig parts. I don't collect minifigs, but this is where I keep all the parts. One other ancillary thing worth mentioning is this counting scale that I got shortly after I got into Lego. It's really useful, especially when you have lots of parts like I do, or you build things with lots of big parts. It's pretty cool. So for example, you take this is 20 parts, put that on the scale, you tell it that's 20 parts, and now if you put this on here, it also has a way to tell it, I pre-told it how much this weighs, and so I can just push this button, it'll take that off. So that's 20 parts. So now I can do this, and that'll tell me that's 250 parts. So that's a pretty useful thing. Oh, also this bin here is great. This is like $3 at Harbor Freight, and I use it all the time. It's great for sorting and counting and organizing and just all kinds of stuff. All right, this is the first of two rooms where I have overflow parts and some overflow sets as well. So we'll start by looking in this closet here. There's a number of sets here, including the UCS Star Destroyer and the Titanic. I still want to build these sets at some point, but the thing is, once I started building mocks, I don't really build sets too much anymore, so I'm kind of accumulating quite a few of them. Same thing over here. We have a bunch of sets here, including the 1989 Batmobile and the Mos Eisley Cantina and a bunch of other stuff like that. And then down below we have some sets, including a Mega Bloks one there of the Enterprise, and some mocks. There's also 3D printers here and a flight simulation rig, but those are subjects for another channel. And then here's the rest of the Acromills drawers I was talking about, but I won't go through those because that would take too long. They're not particularly organized anymore. They're all random. So you can just leave it up to your imagination what's in there. Next up is the garage. This is where I have the bulk of my large amounts of overflow. I kind of have a ridiculous amount of stuff down here. In fact, some of my overflow bins are overflowing. And these aren't organized in any particular order, but you can see vehicle parts, curves, masonry bricks, a number of different kinds of plates, quite a few tiles. I have a lot of tiles in overflow bins. More plates over here, bricks, jumpers, just all kinds of stuff. In fact, I'll show you some of the overflow bins. So here's a couple of examples of my really ridiculously overflowing bins. For example, here, this is all 2x2 tiles, and I actually might even have another bin, but this whole bin is full of 2x2 tiles in all kinds of different colors. This is kind of a cool bin. This is tree trunk parts. I kind of separated this up. This isn't overflowing so much, but it's got a bunch of different parts like these 2x2 round bricks and plates and snot bricks and all those kind of things that are good for building trees. This whole bin is filled with foliage. This is used for Jurassic Park, so I have an excuse for this, but this is filled with these 3-leaf plant pieces, 2 of them stacked on top of each other with a gold flower. That's my color. I have a whole bin like this, and somebody else in the Jurassic Park collab has another bin of about that amount. So we have a lot. It takes forever to put them down. And then this shopping bag is filled with 4x6 frames in white. I have another whole shopping bag filled with 4x6 frames in black. These were on Bricklink for some really low price. I don't remember what, a few years ago. So I bought basically a lifetime supply. And yet another area where Lego has taken over my house, and that's the dining room. We have some random things here: an emergency shelter, another emergency shelter, the ranger station. These are all things that were taken apart and sitting here after Bricks Cascade last year, and I need to start getting them ready for Bricks Cascade again this year. Some Star Wars things. These are a couple of ships that were on Brick Vault. So they're not Lego sets, but they're pretty cool. This is the UCS Sandcrawler. I really love this ship. I always liked this ship in the movies, and Lego did a great job with this set. It's got some fun play features even for adults. I think that was a gift with purchase here, that little sleigh. I could be wrong. And a Y-wing. And that's about it for the dining room. And then we got a whole bunch of sets out here in the kitchen. We'll start with this botanical piece, which I built on stream not too long ago. These things look great, especially when you're 10 feet away. They look real. It's pretty cool. A Lego Ideas fire truck, which was designed by my friend Boone. The double-decker bus, which was one of my very early sets. I really like that one too. The Volkswagen Beetle, the Volkswagen bus. I drove a Volkswagen. Actually, my very first car I ever drove was a Volkswagen Beetle, and our family had a Volkswagen bus very similar to this one that we took on road trips a lot. The Mini Cooper. We get into some other stuff here. The typewriter. I think that was another Ideas set. This is interesting because, sure, everybody knows this is the huge Millennium Falcon, but the interesting part is that this is the very first Lego set I ever built. I kind of dived in deep on this one. I had a friend at work who showed me pictures of his, and I had no idea it was a thing, so I bought that. That was back in summer of 2018, I think. Then we have, apparently T-Rex has escaped from the park and is about to eat Malcolm. We have a couple of Minions watching on, and this little Jeep. I like that set too. And I got my helpers again here, just like I did from before. So that's about it for this area. So that's it for this 2023 tour of Dave's Brick House. I hope you all enjoyed it. And for those who have stuck around to the very end, thanks a lot. I appreciate your support. As I mentioned a bit earlier, I have another mock that I'm working on that's maybe 75% done. So hopefully it'll be done before too long. Don't know how long too long is, but hopefully not too long. Anyway, so keep an eye out for that coming on the channel here. And in the meantime, as always, go build something that makes you smile.